on, a new one just popped into my head. Back to evolution again. So, there's a fundamental need that appears to be common among every life form, from the smallest bacteria to the largest dinosaur. And that is the fundamental need, the basic driving force between all life on the planet is the instinct, the drive, the need to replicate oneself, to further the species, to expand the species. Where does that come from? Now, one could say that if that didn't exist, then that species would immediately die out. And I suppose that's possible. But when that first single-celled organism, the very first one that just happened to come into existence out of nowhere, why did it want to replicate itself? And how did it replicate itself? Why was that part of it? Or maybe billions of single-cell life forms came into being before it that didn't have that instinct, and that's your Darwinian survival of the fittest. It's the one that did. It's the one that survived, and all the rest came into existence and wandered around and bounced off of a rock and just died away because they didn't replicate themselves. But I wonder if there's like a common gene among all life forms that governs our desire to pass our genes on to a new generation. It's somewhat of an abstract thought, right? Animals certainly don't know why they need to breed. They don't have an understanding of the fact that what they're doing is going to result in kittens. You know? They just know they need to do it. I find instinct pretty amazing from a genetic standpoint. So there must be a gene that says, you go and eat, and then you go chase it. And then all this stuff, like with birds and the like a peacocking, especially with birds, and the rituals, the mating rituals that have evolved over millennia, over millions of years among different animals, to somehow convince the female that their genes are worthy of being passed on to the next generation. I mean, how well do monkeys understand that when they breed with another monkey, that is going to result in a baby? Is there any understanding whatsoever of that? Or is it just, we breed and then later we have a baby, and do they know who the parent is? Like, does a monkey who breeds with a certain other monkey know that that's the father? Does the father of the monkey know that that's its baby? They must to some degree, because lions will eat the cubs of another lion. How does it know? Does it know? Or is that some sort of built-in DNA? And why did that evolve? I mean, I guess I can understand. Well, one day a lion ate its own young, and so now it's the young of another lion, and so that evolved into what's going on there? That's interesting. So, does the male counterpart in a breeding pair for example, I guess maybe with lions, it's like when the alpha is finally replaced by the other alpha goes and eats all the babies or kills them all, and that's the instinct. Not necessarily that it understands that those aren't its babies. But no, man. Is there an innate understanding? You should certainly understand with the mother. She gives birth to the thing. I wonder if adoption happens a lot in the animal kingdom as far as the male. Like if you took a monkey in a zoo and bred it with another monkey in a different cage, and then put that female back in the cage with the original monkeys, if somehow the male monkey would know that the babies weren't its babies. I think some monkeys pair up and they raise the babies together. I mean, we as humans don't even know that the baby is our baby. Do animals have keener instincts on that? I mean, they have keener sense of smell and other things. So I guess the original question was, where does the instinct to replicate come from? Because it seems like it's there from the beginning, and it's very strong, and it explains a lot of what's going on, why modern dating and relationships are so messy, because everything's been turned on its head, and goes against that primal instinct in a lot of ways.